I guess he's selling weed or something. And some guy, he's like, "Oh, you got the stuff?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got my money." And he's like, "I got something better than money." And I thought at first he was gonna give him some like better drugs or something, or harder drugs. And he pulls out some what are they, polyurethane?
Urethane skate wheels.
Yeah. And he's like, "These will let you grip the concrete like you're on the waves." And then
because before they started producing those, it was just these shitty clay wheels.
Yeah.
Which I could not. Those couldn't be too nice to ride on.
Yeah. And he kind of he gets the idea of kind of starting this like a skateboarding team to compete and make money.
Well, so Skip, he starts off where he has a surf shop called the Zephyr shop. And that's kind of where the Z-Boys get their name, because they start, he's like, yeah, let's fucking make this a skateboarding competitive team. Because he knew all these kids that kind of worshipped him could rip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was like, we can fucking basically he wants to cash in on them. And he knows that they're just kids, and that's exactly what happens. And I forgot.
He starts the team.
Yeah.
And the first competition they go to, what's TA or Tony? They're doing all these these moves on the little platform that they have. They're supposed to do their tricks on, and it's funny listening to the announcers talking about like, oh, he's holding the ground again, doing some type of low maneuver. There he goes again, holding the ground, and the whole time they're kind of confused and like, kind of tricks are these? They don't understand what's going on, and so he hits like almost a perfect score, and then well, first of all these kids, they're all in like one big team, and then there's this one kid who what's his name? Stacy. Yeah, he gets kind of like isolated, and they say he's not really like one of them, and he doesn't really get accepted into that group or whatever. And he goes there and does.
He's not a real pirate.
Yeah, exactly. And he does the same exact moves and stuff that Tony does, and gets the same score. And then they try to kick him off the course or whatever for some apparent reason. I'm not really sure why, but it's just, I guess, because they were doing some moves they'd never seen. Illegal moves, yeah.
As they said.
Yeah. And then, but I mean, Tony did the exact same moves. And then, Tony knocks out this, one of the judges or something.
Because he makes a racist remark. He says, can your dirty ass even read?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And then he swings on him.
Decks him.
Obviously.
Yeah. But yeah. I really liked seeing, going back to Heath Ledger's character, I liked seeing him realize that these kids are getting too big for him to kind of handle as the popularity grows, as they start becoming getting noticed and getting put on magazines and getting offers to do like little cameos or whatever. And
because he kind of discovers that, and he gives them that push that they really needed to really get on these magazines and have people invite them to other competitions and get sponsored by all these people and stuff. And so when they start getting offered other deals, it's funny because they're like, whatever Skip's paying you, I'll double it, and they'll say
I'll give you a car too.
But Skip's never pays them anything. Yeah, he barely gave them the new. He gave them the shirt, the sponsored shirt, and a new board. Yeah, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, what else? You see him kind of falling apart. He starts like drinking a lot more. He gets on them a lot because they're out skating pools
and not taking things seriously as he think that they should. Yeah, because they're kids. They don't know how to really how do you say, like, take in this newfound, like, they're suddenly celebrities. Of course, a lot of kids fall off because they start taking advantage, they fall into drugs, fall into partying, what have you, and that's what starts happening. So he sees them pushing away from Skip in the shop, and he gets nervous because he wants to keep them close. You know what I mean? And that kind of starts driving him a little crazy. And of course, Johnny Knoxville character.
I love his character.
Comes in.
Oh, he's funny. He's weird.
Super random.
Yeah, weird white pimp looking dude. From like from the 70s. He was. I mean, his character was really random. When I saw this, I was like, "Is that fucking Johnny Knoxville?" And then he starts talking. I'm like, "Yep, that's Johnny Knoxville." Fucking weirdo. But it was. He was. What was he? Like some big sponsor or something?
Pretty much, yeah.
And
he takes Tony Alva under his wing.
Yeah, he's first trying to get Tony, to okay, come with me, Tony, he grabs his glass and he's like, oh, how much are these glasses? And he's like, more than your house or something like that. And then he's like, oh, okay, this guy's got money, and he's he's enticed by that because it's all like he wants money. Then Tony goes to his buddies and he's like, we need to be making some money. If Skip's not going to start paying us, I'm out of here. I'm bailing. I'm going to go make some money. And then for me, you only really see. I felt like what's his name? The guy who becomes like a cholo.
Oh, Jay, yeah, there you go.
J-Boy. He kind of is the only one who's kind of hesitant about it, I feel like. Because he's not really like, we're here to skate, who cares about the money?
He was the only kid really content with his life. Yeah. And he just wanted to have fun. Yeah. It wasn't anything more than him wanting to have fun. Yeah. And he did not really understand why his buddies, because he saw them slipping away. Mm-hmm. They all, at the point, once they start doing the competitions, everybody kind of goes their own way. Yeah. Stacy goes on, obviously feeling like he was kind of shunned away from the group. He does his own thing. And then Tony Alva goes with Johnny Knoxville, and he's kind of the sellout of the group, where he's just like all about the ladies, all about the fame,
all about the flash.
Yes, yeah, the very glamorous lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And Jay does the opposite, where he doesn't want to sell out. He doesn't want to do commercials. He wants to just do his own thing, and he kind of turns to like the kind of gangster culture. Yeah. And he ends up shaving his head, and there's this crazy scene towards the end of the film when Stacy and his new girlfriend, they're at at the beach,
just checking out
the kind of sunset or something, and they see this crazy car full of thugs pull up, and so they're like, yeah, let's get out of here before something goes down. And this one of the dudes rolls up on Stacy, and he's like, oh, that's a nice Rolex. Are you sure you want it? Were you looking at me, huh? Yeah. Just kind of trying to get him,
the intimidation.
Yes. And all of a sudden Jay pops up, and he's like,
oh, he's cool he's with
me. And I thought that was cool that he kind of jumps in and saves his buddy. It shows that he's still the same dude underneath everything.
And Stacy comes to find out that one of their good friends, what's his name? Sid is sick. Yeah. And ends up having brain cancer.
From the very beginning, they talk about how he has
problem with his equilibrium.
Yeah, and an ear thing that everybody fucking fucks with him. Yeah, the whole movie pretty much. And later on towards the end of the film, you find out that was actually brain cancer.
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was really cool. It was a really interesting scene, because he asks him, oh, are you gonna do you want to go see Sid or whatever? And he's like, oh, and then Stacy's like, oh, I gotta go to Florida for a competition. Like, you're not coming? To talking to Jay, you know, thinking that he's still, you know, into skating. And he's kind of, I feel like he's at that point, he's kind of given up a little bit and just, you know, doing his own thing, really. And he's like, no, man, I don't skate in malls. And then
for money.
Yeah, for money. And he's like, oh, all right, cool. And then he's like, all right, see you later. He's like, I'll see you at the mall, man. And then he just, you know, they leave. And that's kind of how they. What happens after that? They all go.
They decide to. They actually go see Sid.
Yeah.
After you think Stacy's not going to go, Jay ends up going, and he sees Stacy there. Yeah. And then you think Tony's not going to show up because he's like pretty much like fuck you all. He's just coming off an eye injury from a fight, and then you see that Tony's set up all their boards in Sid's backyard and in the pool.
They emptied out the pool,
and he's already cleaned it out, and they, you know, and he's like, hey, you know, like, let's go, like,
let's carve it up.
Yeah, Sid's dad has given us permission to skate it, so let's do it. And that's them kind of falling back into their friendship. Yeah. Or that scene's meant to represent them kind of bonding over.
Coming back together.
Yeah, bonding over them about to lose one of their best friends. Yeah. Which I thought was very interesting and a heartfelt moment for the film.
And earlier in the movie, they always talk about trying to get Sid, like, hey, let's drain out your dad's pool. They didn't think they mentioned it a couple times. Yeah. And at the end, they finally it was kind of their dad's idea, or his dad's idea, to kind of empty it out for them and let them skate for however long they want to. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of went full circle from them bugging him to them actually getting to do it. Yeah. And then you find out that Sid dies.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, he passes away from his...
right after the dog bowl sessions, I think it's...
Yeah. And then you get to... You find out that all these guys have gone on to do some crazy things. Yeah. Some pretty cool things.
Stacy is an accomplished filmmaker. Yes. Jay... ran into some
drug problems.
Problems with the law. Yeah. And moved to Hawaii. Yeah. And then got married over there as well, I think. And he was still skating. Jay actually passed away.
Did he?
We lost him a few years ago, I think.
Oh, wow.
So R.I.P. Jay Adams has passed away. And then, of course, the late Heath Ledger. Mm-hmm. We also lost. What was it, like 2010?
I believe so.
Yeah. Something like that. 2009. Whenever
it came out. Yeah. God, that movie. That's been a long time. That's crazy.
I went to see that, man.
I did too.
Opening night.
I annoyed Alyssa doing all my Joker impressions the whole night after the movie.
I did that too, man. I was so obsessed.
She was like, "Shut the fuck up." Like, we're out of the movie. I saw it already. You don't need to tell me like more scenes. Like, stop reliving the movie. I was like, fuck. Like, let me just have fun. Like, man, I do it all the time. She gets pretty annoyed. She's like, how do you remember movie lines that you've seen that movie one time 10 years ago and you remember that, but you can't remember something I told you 10 minutes ago? It's like
priorities.
Yeah, priorities, man.
Just like that 4K TV.
4K TV. We got bills to pay. But I also want a TV, so
he's acting like we're rich.
Yeah, I went to Target to get some groceries and came back with a TV.
The 4K.
4K.
Let's get that straight.
Upgrade. All I need to do is get a new Xbox. But anyways, yeah, back to the movie.
Well, I actually, since we're about midway through the episode, I have a really cool interview from NBC with the late Heath Ledger from when the movie was about to come out.
Okay, yeah.
You want to check it out?
Yes.
Let's do it.
The new movie, Lords of Dogtown, features Heath Ledger as a surf shop owner involved in the then revolutionary world of skateboarding. Starting in the 70s, skateboarding took an entirely different spin after a group of Southern California kids called the Z-Boys got a hold of some boards and absolutely went crazy. Heath Ledger, good morning.